Hello.
Yes.
YouTube is ready. I'll test.
You're ready?
YouTube already. I'll test about the voice.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. YouTube voice is okay.
为什么我这个声音还是我都已经给它全部关掉了，怎么还在响的？就是 notification sound， 全都在那。Oh, so the live broadcast, this notification is for hours, right?
Hello. I just checked about the GTV noise.
All right.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay. Maybe
Yeah.
the voice is okay. Wait a minute. Maybe 3 minutes. We will start.
Oh, we have 3 minutes to go.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, maybe it's mic. Okay, I'm not out. Bye. Okay. Yep. Yeah. It's my ear podcast. Check. Start case. check about.
Oh, it's time. It's time for us to begin, right?
Yeah. Okay, start. Yeah. Okay.
Let's begin.
Yeah. Okay.
12 o'clock.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Hello.
Let me introduce us. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Himalaya, UK. This is our weekly English language live broadcasting program entitled Hong Kong Signs of the Times. It's co-hosted by Sky Sun, a very smart young man from Hong Kong, and me, Dr. Ming of the Go Library. And today, our topic is about the Hong Kong protesters, especially the group which we called like the unsung young heroes, who are common people, who are unknown figures, and let's see what they did in the protest last year and what they have done since then. So please say hello to our audience, guys.
Hello, everybody. Friday to our topic about Hong Kong. Today our topic is about Hong Kong's unsung younger hero, or is how Hong Kong people, younger people, how they protect their home, their home in Hong Kong.
Yes. And so this is the cover. Yeah, we can see. And these are the group of people we are talking about today. And you see what they did in the protests. You see, they wore facial masks, which try to protect themselves from the tear gas shot by the police. And we can see they use lots of say like things as weapons, including umbrella, and say like the tennis racket, yeah, and yeah, and we can see say in the middle, in the front, a girl lost her eyes. Her eye was shot, and this the blood is everywhere. So she lost her eyesight, and that's caused by the police violence. In terms of shot like beanbags, yeah, and in a very short distance, maybe totally unnecessarily, and which caused the protester lost eye. So this is the cover. And so should we go to the first cartoon, please? Okay. The first poster. So this program is basically like structured in terms of various posters and pictures collected by Sky, and these photos were taken during the protests. And also the posters were made by the native Hong Kong people, which reflect the stories. Yeah. Right. Okay. So this is the first poster, right?
Yes, the first poster you can see there's in Chinese university, and younger people how to protect their university, and then there's this one, the letter is so out, the no hero drop from heaven, but common people driven step forward. Then you can see there's many in Hong Kong, the on the native exploitation bill, they have younger people how to go outside and then use their umbrella, and they're all the thing to protect themselves and protect to make a voice to tell about government that we don't accept the native extradition bill, and then now the Hong Kong government is not listen. Or is no, you can see no hero to go out to just maybe a movie is saying protect them. There's only younger people. There's only people. They have a blood and the body to protect all the movement.
Yeah, indeed. Let's sort of like refresh our memory about the protests in Hong Kong last year. And the protests were triggered, by the chief executive Carrie Lam's proposal to amend the so-called extradition bill, and there used to be no extradition arrangement between Hong Kong and mainland China, and if this bill get passed in the legislation introduced by the government, and then the result would be that anyone in Hong Kong, if considered as had made certain offense, then they will be extradited to mainland China and tried in China, sentenced in China, and imprisoned in China. So that basically made people feel like it's relevant to everyone. So anyone could be potentially the person who's like deemed making something offensive to the Chinese government. As we all know that the Chinese government is very arbitrary. There's no rule of law in China. So in that case, there is no protection in terms that people could resort to certain legal means to say like find justice, so that's the problem. And also to the large scale in terms that the city which used to be considered as a region of autonomy as enshrined in the Constitution and Basic Law, jointly agreed by the UK and China, Hong Kong should have its independent justice system, And however, this proposed amendment of extradition bill would totally destroy this and made people in Hong Kong totally vulnerable to the CCP's arbitrary charge indictment. Okay, so this is very dangerous. That's why they came out to defend it. And what is impressive was that, according to the statistics, over 80% or nearly 80% of the protesters were young people.
Yeah,
young people in terms that they are basically in their even say like in their teenagers, or they are in their 20s or 30s. So this group of people. And then that's very impressive. They represent the future of Hong Kong. They present, of course, they represent the youth of Hong Kong. They represent the hope of the city. And this one here, this particular poster here in front of us, it's a photo taken on the campus of Hong Kong University. Hong Kong Chinese University, right? You call it that way, So the police invaded their campus, and so the students will try to defend their peaceful campus. So and then you can see the police use lots of to force into the campus, which is really rather pathetic, because campus university is supposed to be a very is a site of education. It's a site of education, and then it's supposed to be peaceful, and now it's a sort of like a battlefield. So that's really a scandal. It's really it's a disgrace. Okay, then we can move to the next poster.
The next poster is the story for why the people usually go outside to protect their home. There's maybe you just see the about have a comment. Maybe there's a real story in Hong Kong. There's you can see the one is 4th of June. 4th June on 1989, it's Beijing, the Tiananmen Square. Then there's one Chinese movement to say, tell the government to know we need to feed them. We need to rule of law.
Rule of law.
Yeah.
Rule of law.
So they will go out, but how the CCP government they do the massacre. So in Hong Kong there will be more the voice to support them, to tell more about the have a stronger. They will go have a song, and then in Hong Kong they have many years to remember this Chinese for what happened for about in 1989 4th June, yeah. So they come to about the Hong Kong have some concept for in the against the government the mindset.
Now the next is actually a series of a few posters, which actually give us a timeline in terms of the Hong Kong people's, it's a history about Hong Kong people's pro-democracy campaigns, yeah. And we can go back beyond last year. We can see that the Hong Kong people have already formed this convention in terms that they stage like annual remembrance vigil on the 4th June in order to remember those who have given their lives and who have bravely defend democracy or requesting democracy, rule of law and freedom in the summer of 1989 on Tiananmen Square. And we all know that, and the end, of course, was a catastrophe, is a tragedy, and many people lost their lives, especially young students. And then in the mainland China, of course, June 4th, 1989, Tiananmen Square massacre are the sensitive words, totally filtered out by the CCP censorship. However, in Hong Kong, like 1,000 miles away, Hong Kong people remember this day, like since 1989, and on yearly basis, in order to show their support, in order to show the remembrance of those who have devoted their lives, and who have tried to who have defended the rules, the rule of law and democracy and freedom. It shows also that Hong Kong people have this kind of clear sense in terms that the rule of law, democracy and freedom are not supposed to be taken for granted. So you need to fight in order to get what you want. And this is the photo to show us, So you can see, sort of like a description of what happened in Tiananmen Square. We can see that, especially the one on the left, it's the so-called the People's HEROS monument, which is in the middle of the Tiananmen Square in Beijing. And you see there's a mess around it. And then the other say like small posters shows these things in Hong Kong. So people stage the remembrance vigil on annual basis to remember those who defended on Tiananmen Square, like about 3 decades ago. 30 years ago. Yeah.
So,
and it's and then because the one on the you show two posters here, right?
yeah,
and the one on the right,
yeah,
one on the right is the umbrella movement.
yeah,
We can see that it's the how the Hong Kong pro-democracy campaigns become more and more intense. So originally it's about the remembrance vigil for the Tiananmen Square massacre, and now it becomes more and more localized. Especially this one is the umbrella movement, which took place in Hong Kong itself. Yeah, it's it's in the year 2014.
yeah.
It took about 79 days. So people occupied the Central, and you can see that the tents are there, and then there's some logistics arrangement, like people delivered waters to the protesters. That was about like people also show their protests against the government, which try to introduce the so-called national security clause. And now, well, the national security law, which was introduced this year, we know this actually started like years ago, when the CCP-backed Hong Kong government tried to change and to erode the autonomy of this city. Yes, and then Hong Kong people were very clever. They realized that they would endanger their personal securities, but then maybe the national security law, national security bill clause was not very clear in terms of affecting individuals, so the involvement was not very, very wide. But there were some people who were clever, who realized the danger, so they came out to protest. And then, although it ended up so like in failure, right, which incurred quite some people who got sentenced and charged. But then Hong Kong people learned from it, and then which so like can see how they learned the lessons from the umbrella movement, and then in the protest last year, which began from June, triggered by the extradition bill introduced by Carrie Lam. Yes, okay. Now we can move on to the next one.
Yeah, okay. We can know umbrella movement is a start for before the anti-extradition. They have a same the movement. All is an umbrella, and then how to protect the young people. Then next is about the tell how the people to they go outside, and then more people to use the song to attend and to say no, and then the police shoot the power, and then the people how to protest, how to save the younger people. And another one is just how the all people, younger people, or will see this all the movement, and then they know police they will not listen for you when your voice is no power, or maybe people cannot do anything.
So now we can see these two posters or descriptions about the protests last year. We can see that the protests, young protesters especially, they stand in confrontation to the police who were in full armed, and the young protesters had umbrellas as a shield, from the police, like fireballs. You can see the fireballs, and we can see the water cannons, and we can see the other things, tear gas. So we can see the smokes. Yes, they that's what the police fired towards the protesters. And then also from the poster on the right, this is so like we know this is an unsung young figure. We can see they were couple, yeah. And then so the boy was apparently caught and kidnapped by, we see this is by somebody, but this is very interesting. It told us a certain truth in terms that there were many plainclothes police. Yeah, they didn't wear police form, and so they arrested a young protester around. And apparently the boy was caught by the police, and the boy asked, in order to protect the girl, and asked her to run away. So she escaped, and he was caught. Yeah, we can show that. So there are many stories like that happened in the protest last year. And we can also see that the young people, they also stage like a remembrance, yeah, ceremony to remember, to show their memory, to give, yeah, to show their condolence to those who have disappeared,
yeah,
or who even died, yeah. So these are the posters telling us. So what's next?
Okay. There are many posters.
So we really have a timeline that in terms that the Hong Kong pro-democracy movement flew from like a lending support to the June 4th massacre in Beijing in Tiananmen Square, and then it became local. Then we can see like especially like from the 2014 umbrella movement, and now we move toward to last year, which we could see a large scale protests in the streets in Hong Kong. Now we can see it now. We move to this year, 2020, 1st July. So what does this poster tell us?
This poster is before the younger girl, they saw about how the boy to protect them, and then how the police to shoot and the tear gas, and then how to use their power to control the boys. So younger people, they wake up, they know, understand, they not do anything, they will be dismissed. The song is dismissed, and then they maybe the song is not a power or not enough, but if you don't tell the don't say no, and then if you silence yourself, and then the government can control more, and then wake up to go out.
Yeah, this is basically an extension of what we saw before. You see, we saw that, remember that little young girl, yeah, that's the figure. And then it's also an extension about her story. So her boyfriend, yeah, disappeared, or maybe died already. And that happened last year, yeah. And now she's herself. And then on the 1st July, that was the day, if we can remember, that's the day when the sovereignty of Hong Kong was handed over by the UK government to the Chinese government in Beijing. And then it is a disaster. That's now we can see where we are in Hong Kong, and we can see what happened in Hong Kong. And this girl, and she didn't want to say like do nothing. Yeah, she wanted to carry on protesting, because this year the situation has become more severe, that the national security law was officially like passed by the legislature in Beijing rather than that in Hong Kong. So it's passed by the legislature in Beijing. Of course, we know it's a rubber stamp. Yeah, of course, it's all backed by the CCP. And then officially, everyone in Hong Kong now face the danger being charged by the CCP government. So as it wishes. So this girl decided to go to the street again, yeah, to protest. Yeah. And she, of course, based on the experience last year, and people in Hong Kong would be very much aware what would happen if they go to protest. So basically means that they will get arrested, they will get disappeared, they may die, but still they don't want to stop. They still want to show their resistance. They still don't want to. They still want to show their resistance. You don't want to compromise. They don't want to give up. They just want to carry on fighting, and they want to defend the values they treasure, which are democracy, freedom, rule of law, and human rights. That's part of the rights, and that's legal, and that's legitimate. And the national security law introduced by Beijing and imposed on Hong Kong people is illegal. So that's this post about. We can see this is an unsung hero. Yeah, she represents many thousands of young girls and boys.
Yeah.
In Hong Kong. Yes.
I think
well, keep on fighting. It shows their determination. Yeah. They show they may not necessarily that brave, but they just have no choice. They say they must keep on fighting. They know what they may face. They could be arrested, they could be tortured. Yeah. But still they want to carry on. So this is what the poster tells us. So shall we move to the next one, please?
Yeah. So you can see the comment is a story. The story is come from Hong Kong. Maybe come from every protest. They want to protect their home, their country. So we can see the next one is
that's a comic.
The younger people died before on the start on the extradition bill. The yellow man, we can say the one is dead before. You can count down about the what is 1 year 3 months ago. But now is the Hong Kong, the CCP and the Hong Kong government, they will not stop their all the power or all the hand will be do.
Yes. This is this poster tells people that now we are say 1 year and 3 months after the beginning of the protest last year. So it began from June, and now it's 1 year and 3 months later, and the situation in Hong Kong has become worse than ever, because the government now has been enforced the national security law. And based on this law and many people, so people basically have very few room for freedom. And this figure, we can see that he's in yellow, which is a color representing the Hong Kong protests, and it's a raincoat. We can see this figure, a protester wearing this raincoat, and to protect himself from the tear gas, from the water cannon, from the pepper spray, and from all the other police violence. So this is the figure. You can see his back, which shows the vulnerability. So he basically he's quite helpless, because there's no protection anymore. The government doesn't protect him, and the justice system is totally undermined. There's no protection, no justice at all, no fairness, and that's him. So that's also ring the bell for the people outside of Hong Kong, around the world, to see, okay, these are what the Hong Kong people are facing, especially the young people are facing.
And then they this have one story is about the younger people, they deaf, and then he used her life to tell us, CCP and Hong Kong government, we can say wake up the people, that how the CCP and the government, they will continue to stronger to push the younger people to stop their movement. So these are one story, and then we go to the next.
Okay.
Yeah, that's.
Should I move to the next page? Yeah. Oh, right.
Yeah, they same. All is don't is not forget about is 21st June and then the 31st August. The Yunlong and then the Prince Edward Station, the event about how to right shoot people and how the police to go inside to fight to terrible attack.
To beat violently attack people.
Yeah.
So now from last poster we move forward. So we basically say like show you the posters of some individual incidents, that who were the victims, and one of these, of course, this poster reminds us two well-known incidents happened last year. One was on the 21st July, the other one was on the 31st August. And in different, of course, these incidents happened in two locations. The early one was in Yunlong, which involved like the mobs, including triad, in white t-shirts, stormed into the Yuanlang underground station to indiscriminately beating people, beating passengers, which caused lots of casualties, And now this one on the 31st August, it was caused by the riot police. They call raptors. They stormed into the Prince Edward Station and beat people indiscriminately. Never mind whether they are protesters or they are just like innocent passengers. And you see, this is like one of the scenes taken inside the train, inside the train. So you see, these young passengers basically were absolutely helpless, and they were subdued. They were not threatening at all, but they got beaten by the police. Whether they're still alive, we didn't know. So apparently this young man tried to protect his girlfriend. And remember, that's a typical police violence. And of course, there's no one got to say like disciplined or investigated or charged whatsoever. No. And we still till today, we didn't know how many died in that violent attacks by the police. And from now on, we can move on and show you, our audience, the victims, victims of the police violence or other things that happened during the protests last year. So shall we move to the next picture? Please?
This one is about Mr. Shen and another boy, younger Mr. All is Shen and Sao younger people. There's and one is Mr. Shen Yan Lim. They have some investigate about the report for the suspicious death. The report for our, but the report is that there is have a suspicion. There's something cannot say to how to involve to happen, and then they no find out the reason. So now it's not just a finished case. Another one is Zhao Ziluo. They the report is coming. We have an investigate about how to happen and how death in the Zhangguanou. Then all is but I think all the shoe need to take down the CCP. You can before you after have a report for out, because now the CCP will consult the Hong Kong police, Hong Kong government. Then Hong Kong government will cover all the thing. They will be dismissed all the improvement. So you cannot find out anything because now it's controlled in in CCP. All truth will be covered. That is same about now the virus.
Oh yeah, indeed. So in front of us, we can see the portraits of two young men. Yeah, and the one on the left, that's Zhou Zile, a young boy, 22-year-old young boy. He's a student of the Hong Kong Science and Technology, right?
Yeah.
So apparently a very talented person. And the one on the right, that's a girl, 15-year-old Chen Yanling, and she's just in her teenage. So these two died, and the police say claim the no suspicious deaths. But however, people cannot stop to suspect what had happened to them. So for Chen Yanling, she disappeared. Yeah, she disappeared, and her friends and her relatives couldn't find her. But days later, her dead body was found floating in the sea.
Yeah.
Totally naked. But it's said that Chen Yanling was a very smart girl. She's very good at swimming.
Yeah.
So how come she died? Her dead body was found naked in the sea.
And the clothes cannot. It's all no. The clothes is out.
Yeah, it's actually off the coast. It's found out in the sea, totally naked. How come her body was there? And then police said no, it's not suspicious death. And another one is the Zhu Zile, 22-year-old, and he was found that her body was dropped from a height. Strangely. However, police also said, well, there's no suspicion at all. So people would like to know what happened to him as well. How come he dropped from the height on campus? Yeah, and he's a very, a very healthy young boy, and he died in that way. And the government didn't care, and the police said closed the cases and said their deaths are not suspicious. There are about hundreds and thousands similar cases in Hong Kong like that. So these are just two examples that we know, and there are many other cases involving young people whose name were even not known.
Yeah, unknown name.
Yeah, so then we can move to the next poster.
And then I want to say about just sharing their death report. It said that the officer is also said they cannot explain why the clothes is off the body. They said that they cannot explain that. So you can see all the reason cannot find out. But the shoe, I think in the maybe future we will find out the shoe.
Yeah. Police said that they can't explain it. Yeah. And there's no suspicion. Okay. And now we have we show you more things here.
Yeah, they have a three photos is about the suspicion death. Then you can see the one suspicion death. Then one is when people is fall out in the building. And then also is same. You can find out also the method. The police give you the reason is no reason, and then no is normal. Is a common about maybe you say suicide. You say there's just nothing. Some people die death in there. Just close the case. We can
those,
say the tip of
these four posters. They are actually pictures, right? They are not posters. They're pictures.
Yeah, picture.
They're pictures taken, yes, real pictures, and there were four of them. Oh well, not more than that. Yeah, and from top we talk about from left to right. Yeah. First on the top, and you can see that some people. I think there's a video of that as well, right? sky.
have a
Some people filmed that this body apparently was totally still and was dropped and moved out of a window of a high building and then dropped. So that body, when the movement showed that the person, the person was already unconscious, but his body was moved out of the window and then dropped down. And then the one in the middle, which shows that the police came, apparently received some report and came to the site very quickly, and then wrap up the body and took it away. And they said, well, nothing suspicious. And then the one on the right, you can see this person. Well, his upper body was naked, and he was also and the police was there, and nothing suspicious that as well. And then the one at the bottom, we cover it up because it's terrible. And this dead body was headless. Where's the head? So it's based on the common sense. When a person killed himself by, say, like falling from a high building, there's no way for his head got lost. You can't find it anywhere. His head became separated from the body, and then you couldn't find the head anywhere. It's a headless corpse. So it's very, very strange. However, even like that, the police said, no, there's nothing suspicious. So that's something very ridiculous here. And there are many, many cases like that. And we also saw photos like the body on the floor became like different parts. It's not a whole body lied on the floor, but there are different parts. So basically the top and the bottom separated in two different locations. They are places apart. There's say like distance apart. So, and the police said, well, this is normal. There's nothing suspicious, and that's it. So these are all suspicious cases. And we may know that, when when police kidnap and arrested someone abruptly, and the people got caught would shout very loudly, say, I won't commit suicide, right? They say they won't commit suicide. They have no depression. They just want to fight on. So that shows that how Hong Kong people viewing this incidents. They know something very fishy behind. They know something very suspicious, and basically they suspect the police were the one who killed these people.
And then there is no common sense. The police there no any investigate, no any
no investigation,
or have some just only say the one report is no suspicion death, and then say just only to fast to close.
They close the cases.
We can. So next one is about how to protect the younger people. There's one younger man today. They could go to protect the younger people. Maybe the police is captured about the younger people, and then he go to fight and then help to survive about the people. So
rescue the people.
Rescue the people, and last they have this younger people be catch in the police, and here it will say that we can't sacrifice anymore.
Because yes, and the one on the left, it became a hero, but still we don't know his true name. So this person, we only know that he that day when that happened. So when he's remembered because that day he was wearing the T-shirt with this Chinese surname Yue, printed on the back of the T-shirt. He tried to when he saw that the police were arresting 3 people, he just jumped to help, to try to rescue those 3 people. And what really happened to him later, we don't know yet. We still don't know, and we don't know whether he's still alive or not. But we show, and then the Hong Kong people viewed him as a hero. He's very he's very generous, he's very brave, and he's totally selfless, and he just tried to help others. Yeah. So this is, he's the unsung hero. And the poster on the right just telling us that basically Hong Kong youngsters have given all they could. You see, they got beaten up. You can see by the police, so you can see that he got the blood all over his head, his face, and seriously, they have sacrificed a lot. Some already given their lives, and they couldn't give any more. So, and that also reminded to people that these youngsters, they are now fighting at the front line of freedom, of democracy, of rule of law. And they are not fighting for themselves at all. They're fighting for their homeland. They're fighting for the city. But actually, they are also fighting for the freedom, the free world. So we shouldn't lay back. We shouldn't lay back. We should remember them, and we should remember their bravery. We should also see them as our role models, and we should carry on to fight, and we should carry on, say, the course they haven't finished yet. We should say, like, stand with them. So that's the reminder. They really have given all they could. Nobody helped them. There's no justice, no fairness. Because of the CCP backed the Hong Kong government. So they are the victims. They are also the martyrs. We say the martyrs. So shall we move on to the next post, please?
We can show the next one is about the National
Day.
National Day, or the younger then police shoot about the younger people. Just the people take the some little price that right to they will say the weapon. And then another one, I think I remember about on November, they have someone this thing of people the police shoot the younger people. Just the hand nothing, then the police just shoot them.
This is national. 1st October is the National Day of the CCP China, People's Republic China, but it has nothing to do with people. It's all about the authoritarian regime. It's about the tyranny. So it's usually a national day is something to celebrate. That people would say, like, feel like they're protected by the government, and the government acts as the protector of its nationals, and the government work in the public interest. But in this scenario, especially in the case of Hong Kong, this is the National Day is really not something to celebrate about, but rather it's really, say, like so shows people, and evidently that this government just it totally, say, like works against the people's wish, and works against the people's will, and it oppresses people. So it's not a Russian National Day to celebrate, but rather it should be a day that for us to remember the martyrs who defend the freedom, rule of law, and democracy. So this is what this photo is telling us. And also the Chinese word "shang," which means somebody who died even before they reach an adult age. so they died very young. And so this in Hong Kong's scenario, it so like implies these young people, youngsters, who sacrificed their lives, who died for their beliefs, for their values. Yeah, we should always remember that they are martyrs. Yeah, they are our heroes. And the unsung heroes, we even don't know their names and who exactly they are yet.
Yeah, and then here we will say about a few weeks is again the National Day, and then all the, I think maybe have a, we can need to you need to watch about what happened that day for the next few weeks.
Oh yeah, indeed. Yes, that day is coming.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. And then we so the next you can see the poster is not just a poster, is
pictures, real pictures taken. Yes.
There is on the some younger people will be captured the police, and then they will go to the train, and then finally we can know where they are now. They are alive. They are in which capture room. May is how many people, we cannot have a figure, and then the police will not pull information for post to public in public website. You cannot search about where they, who are they are, where they are now, how to situation. You cannot know. All the thing is
these are, just want to emphasize that these are real photos, secretly captured or by accident by someone. We can see, so you see, we can see groups of people here. Yeah, they are all youngsters.
Yeah,
and they are, to be more precise, they are students of the Polytechnic University of Hong Kong, right? And they were arrested by the police, and here was when they were escorted by the police to board the train. And what train? It's the trains, the so-called Kowloon Canton train. That means the train which connects Hong Kong and mainland China, the neighboring province. So this is the most worrying bit. So this young students, they're boarding the train. That means, of course, they won't be, say, like you can tell that they won't, say, like transported to somewhere with to another place in Hong Kong, but rather they will be transported to mainland China. And then where will they go? Where that train was headed to, we don't know. Could that be, say, like Xinjiang? Could it be sent to the so-called re-educational camp in Xinjiang? We don't know. And the police already, say, like openly admitted that they have boarded these arrested young students to the train heading for mainland China. But then the police declines to expose more details in terms that exactly where these students have been transported to. So this is very worrying. And we should always remember, we shouldn't forget, we should keep on investigating, we should press for the answer in terms of where the students have gone. So why did the government, border them to the train to China? We don't know.
Yeah.
So we need to have the answer. We shouldn't stop. We should always bear this in mind, and we need to press for the truth. We need to press for the answers.
Yeah, and then for now, the media, no talk about more how the information. They cannot find out the information. So we need to the voice to pour out, then more people to care about where they are and now what happened. Yeah.
We needed to draw attention, we needed to draw people's attention to this issue.
Yeah.
So this is very worrying. Okay.
Yes.
Shall we move to the next, please?
Okay. Yeah, there is a poster is show the one people in the inside, and then other people cannot contact them. There's
it feels like incarceration.
Now the younger people, they now in have some, they will set the adjustment set they are illegal people. Yeah.
So that like this poster just shows us that the protesters, they're treated just like criminals.
Yeah, criminal.
They could be incarcerated, by the CCP backed by government and by the police, and we don't know where they are. We just know that they have been incarcerated, and we cannot reach them. We don't know anything. What happened to them? We don't know whether they're still alive. We just know that they have lost their freedom. They've been incarcerated, and they just treated like criminals. Maybe worse, much worse than criminals, because they have been tried. There's no justice for them at all.
No.
Okay, shall we move to the next poster, please?
Yeah, this one is about how you can see many the word, the Chinese word, and then this.
That's a poster. It's the Chinese character, which means a teardrop.
Yeah, teardrop. It's
teardrop. Teardrop. We can see that the three like drops on the left that shows like drops. They're formed by various characters. So the characters like means the wound, the wound, the wound, the blood, the horror, and the cry, and the hatred. What else?
Beaten.
Agony.
Yeah, scare. I think it would be all the scare and then horrible. And
that's all. That's the impact. That's the emotion aroused by the protests.
And then
last year, and also especially aroused by the police brutality, and by the CCP government's ruthless, the blindness, the deafness to the people's cause.
I think everybody
and the loss of lives as well. Yes.
In Hong Kong, people will see this photo, poster, or see the video. There will be the rain, the tear drops will be coming, and then I will say the sky is raining, and then in the next poster will be saw that why the people, younger people, will go out. And
so shall we move to the next poster, please?
We can show more about the poster. Then tell us to need to fight.
Those are the photos we are familiar with. So those are the fights on campus, on two universities.
Because
so we can see that
now is you can see another photo is about the how the police they use their weapon or the car, and then to try to inside the one shot about the fight in the PolyU. So why we need to fight on continue to now that there is now the CCP and the government is how to say it?
Because they haven't reached their goals yet, and then they haven't reached the goal in terms that they have got the democracy and freedom and rule of law back, and that's their goals, and that's the thing, the values and the thing they deserve, and they haven't got it back, so they couldn't stop there. So they say they will carry on fighting till the last breath. Yeah, that's what the posters telling us. Should we move on, please?
Yeah, then another one is teenage people that will tell us that how
That's a middle school. That's middle school students.
Yeah,
So they're very.
They order food gas and then human change. Then they will try to the voice to tell the people no, need to continue to fight. Maybe the song is not is a weak, but we cannot just not do anything.
Yeah, these are the if we talk about the previously, it's all what happened on campus. Yeah, the university students were fighting, but here it's the like middle school students. They are younger. They are really teenagers. They are little brothers and sisters. They form chains to show their solidarities with their big brothers and sisters, and they also give their voice that they do this in order to say like express the views that they also want to like request for like 5 to put forward and ask the governments to respond to their 5 demands. Yeah, not one less. So they want to say like withdraw the extradition bill and to like withdraw the government's charge of the protesters' rights. They want the government to investigate police brutality. They want their chief executive Carrie Lam to resign, right? They also basically they just want to restore the democracy and rule of law. And so we move to the next poster, please.
Okay, we can. So this is a comic about the Hong Kong story, and this on the summer.
Since that last summer. Yeah. Basically, so since last summer, what happened? It's also comic.
Yeah, and then tell the when younger people go when people home and then just talk about take some gas or something to go outside.
Can could you show more because it's comic? Could you show more posters like better so we can understand what it's all about? So this comic. It shows that this young boy, in this summer, he went to visit his classmate, a girl's home. So he went there, and that girl disappeared. We actually have no idea whether she's still alive, but she's not there. So this young boy visited her home, and that's what is story about.
Yeah.
So he went there. Yeah, he went there, and the girl's mother received him. And so, Sky, you can explain to us what they say, what the dialogue's about. What did they say?
I think it's about one younger girl is maybe gone in death, and then the younger people you go to continue their source and then take something, and then you can see the one purple. Yeah, then and
happy.
They and then and go outside. There's just a thing. We and her. We and the younger people, the younger men, and then just together to go outside. We can show more about to fight.
This basically, so this girl is gone, and this young boy went to her home. And he went there to say, I'm going to go protest. So this year. And so he asked where the girl's father was, and the mother told him that he's out apparently. He left home early in order to get to to join the assembly in time. So this young boy came here to say like to get something where he would like to use, which belonged to the girl, and he liked to use in his protest. and then we can see, we can see her school bag was still there, and her photo, and her mascot, that's the Peppy, which became a very it's a very famous figure which represents the frontline protester last year. It's a cartoon character. So he said he would like to take this with him, and the girl's mother allowed, and I say, just please take care of yourself, mind your safety. And this comic just tells us that like young boys and girls, because someone they know disappeared, died, or in the protest last year, and they would like to carry on fighting for them, on behalf of them.
And then you can see that. You can see when the purple, the one eye is closed. That's mean about the
covered by
is in the protest. The A's people, the eyes have soon by the police. That mean this is same the meaning.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Shall we move to the next poster, please?
Yeah. And the final reason is go outside. Yeah, you can see. Then it's why we go out. Yeah, there's we need to continue the before people. Yeah. Maybe the death. Then the soul is cannot draw out. Cannot dismiss.
So that means they still have this demand. They still have this goals in mind, in terms that they will carry on fighting. They will carry on resisting. They will, in order to reach the goals. Reach the goals shared with someone they know, say among the young people. So they have they share the same goal. They want to have the justice and a rule of law and democracy and freedom restored in their city, their homeland. So shall we move on, please?
Okay, we can show the poster itself. We are happy to fight with you. And then,
so it's a young girl and a boy. That's also very touching. So they are fighting together.
There's no
young people.
There's not a a poster. It's a photo. The take of the photo in the street. There is a real thing, and there's one picture in the some people capture it, and then we take it to make a poster.
Okay, it's a true photo. Used as a poster. Yes. It shows like a young couple, the boy and the girl. You see, at a very young age, and they are protesting together, and they enjoy that because they are fighting side by side. So they are little heroes indeed. So should we move to the next poster, please?
Yes. And another one is a poster. There is in the final, for the final stage, we can complete the fight, and at the end of the fight, and then we have an appointment, and then we have a meal together. We can so maybe happy. That's
agreement we reached between the young people. You see, like a big brother and little sister, or among say like the boys and the girls, roughly of the same age. They say they agree to fight on, and then until they meet, like with their masks taken off. They don't need to cover up their identity. They don't need to be afraid or concerned about being shot by tear gas. Right. So they are very much looking forward. That would be their future, and that's something they are looking forward to. So next one, please.
And then the next is about 12 younger people. There's a poster. You can see the CCP and captured about 12 younger people. because now is a really more problem is now we cannot have more information that we can the mainland the law cannot go inside to avoid them, then cannot get more information, and then now the government is not care about them. They will not to talk about the CCP. They will say that this tell people is criminalized. Why they go out. We need to find out why they will go outside, and then they will feel it's not safe in Hong Kong. They need to find the protest for them because now they don't understand the CCP will do anything. So they need to release.
This is what happened. Yes, this is what happened lately. That it's reported that 12 young Hong Kong people try to flee Hong Kong, by boat to Taiwan in order to seek political refuge there, and because Hong Kong is not safe after the enforcement of the national security law. But unfortunately, they were caught. And they got caught by the Chinese Coast Guards on their way to Taiwan. And these all 12 young people were now transferred to Shenzhen, the neighboring city of Hong Kong, and the lawyers were declined to visit them. So this is the poster on the left tells that story. You see Carrie Lam, she was there to be the director, and we can see this monster like octopus, with this devil-looking red eye, and have the CCP's symbol on his forehead. That's the sickle plus the hammer. And apparently he toppled down the boat. So this is this symbolic, and this shows what's going on there. And we should remember now that the Hong Kong youngsters, especially who participated in the protest last year and who are still keep on protesting, are in danger. Their lives are in danger. They're very likely to be taken away and incarcerated by the CCP. There's no protection for them. There's no justice. So we need to pay attention to that, and the world should take imminent action in order to save their lives. Otherwise, it could die and it could disappear permanently. So that's this poster is telling us, and we can see the one on the right. That's the figure that shows the Hong Kong young protester, and you can see like the doves. Doves represent peace. Peace. So they are looking for peace because now they do not have peaceful life anymore. Because of the CCP oppression. So next, please.
Okay. Wait a minute. So this one is in Hong Kong have two little for English is to say if we burn, you burn with us. So we will do fight for CCP. We our body is not care about. You need to CCP and we just to burn outside.
Oh wow! This we understand that here. It's like the Hong Kong youngsters. Of course, they know they are aware the danger they're facing. But they have no choice. They need to carry on, and they say, okay, if they are not get killed, they'll become stronger. So the CCP had tried to repress Hong Kong protest. They haven't really killed all the young people. The young people said as long as they're still alive, they will carry on. They will strengthen their will to fight on. Because they found that they, with even giving up, they won't feel safe, right? Never mind they lost their values encroached by the CCP. Shall we move to the next one, please?
Yeah, this one is
yeah.
Yeah, they have
So the poster that shows, yes,
the sky is still above our unlimited faith is unbroken bound. So the line is maybe a little, but if you the line can share for everyone, then everybody will have a so they have the dark will be missed.
Well, yes, this shows that they still have the hold that their belief, and belief is just like the light. Although the light is not very strong, but if they carry on, yeah, and then they would say like more hope to win. So that's shows their optimism, and it shows their determination, and it shows their faith in their fight. Okay, shall we move on to the next one, please? Yeah.
Okay.
So what does that mean? So this girl, this boy is holding, like you can see the yellow umbrella.
Yeah.
And covering up to his face because he tried to protect himself.
Yeah.
In terms to have this identity be shown. So that was read as hope lies in the people. Change starts from
protest.
Resistance. Protest. Yes. Yeah. Protests. Yes.
Yeah. And okay. we need to do anything. The final is to view photo. Is why I show this is about Chinese university. There's people to go outside. There are more. You can see more people in the Chinese university that day.
Yeah.
There is a school.
Yeah, in and out of the university. Yes,
maybe people, a school education in all the younger people or more teenager that find out we need to say no in Hong Kong for the now government.
Yeah. Okay. We can see the last posters. Yeah, they are both pictures.
Yeah.
That shows the protests in and out of the campus of the Chinese University of Hong Kong. We just want to say for this episode, we want to like let our audience to understand that well, we know there is some very well-known figures who participated in the protests of Hong Kong last year. And we also want to remind people that we shouldn't forget those unsung young heroes. Yeah. They sacrificed their lives. They sacrificed their studies, and not for themselves, but for the values they behold, they treasure, and and also for the future of their city, and also for the city they love so much. We should never forget them. We should stand with them, and we should draw attention to Hong Kong and say, like, remind people that if the CCP can do this to Hong Kong people, to Hong Kong, then it can do things to other countries and other peoples. And just to think about the coronavirus pandemic, and based on Dr. Yan's information, and this coronavirus was actually artificially made in the lab in China, and it's deliberately unleashed to kill people, not only in China but throughout the world. So, and the Hong Kong people are not fighting just for themselves. They're fighting at the front line. And they are not just doing this for themselves. And we should know that. We should be thankful that they are fighting for us. And we should stand with them in solidarity. Not only for Hong Kong or someone we don't know, but for ourselves, for our country, for our homelands. Yeah. And this is what the message we want to get across to our audience. And thank you very much for attending us.
Yeah.
Anything else for you to mention to our audience, guys? Today?
For the final, I need to say human need to stand out, not just on Hong Kong. It's a whole thing, because the CC now have a Dr. Yan have a report for outside, but how many people will be understand how the evil about the CCP. If you know stand out, you say no and no to destroy about the CCP, your life is will be finished on the CCP virus. So it's the time to go out.
You stand up.
Stand up, yes.
To stand
up, yeah.
Against the CCP. That's what you
mean. For yourself.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much for attending, and we hope to see you at the old place, old time next week.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody. Bye bye.
Bye bye.